Hi students, welcome to Crash Course. Today we want to explain about the next topic, that is hydrogen. In this hydrogen chapter, first we will go through the occurrence. Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe. 70% by mass it is present in universe, but in the earth crust in the earth crust it is only 0.5% by mass because of its light weight. So it is mostly available in universe, and next it is available in the sun atmosphere, and next it is available in the earth. Okay. And next isotopes of hydrogen. Here isotopes, if you are taking, hydrogen is available in the form of three isotopes. One is called as a protium or ordinary hydrogen. Second one is called as a deuterium or heavy hydrogen. Third one is called as a tritium and radioactive hydrogen, and it emits harmless beta rays, and this is having a half-life period of 12.3 years. That is a very short half-life period containing radioactive element. And we are having a high amount, 98%, 99.8% of protium, and 0.15% of deuterium, and very rare, means in power 10 power 18 atoms, only one atom of tritium is present. Okay, that is abundance of these different isotopes. And here hydrogen isotopes only shows isotopic effect. Here isotopic effect means the variation in the physical properties and chemical properties. Hydrogen isotopes only shows isotopic effect. Why? Because they have a large difference in their mass. They have large difference in their mass number. So these isotopes of hydrogen shows isotopic effect. Isotopic effect term is mainly used in the organic chemistry. In some reactions they show isotopic effect. In some reaction they doesn't show isotopic effect. Generally in halogenation, nitration, sulfonation, if you are taking, in benzene halogenation and nitration there is no isotopic effect, but in the sulfonation process there is isotopic effect. The carbon hydrogen bond dissociation is there, that is influenced. And isotopic effect means the difference in their physical and chemical properties due to the difference in their mass number, and this isotopic effect is shown by hydrogen isotopes only. Okay. Next, preparation methods. Preparation methods of hydrogen. Here in the preparation methods of hydrogen, the first one is, here the first preparation method is laboratory methods. Lab methods. Here if lab methods are taken, how we can prepare? In the laboratory methods, a metal reacts with acid, 2H plus ions, and this is giving Zn plus 2 plus hydrogen. Or a metal reacts with a base like sodium hydroxide, for example, we are taking, then it gives Na2ZnO2 plus hydrogen is formed. So this is a laboratory preparation method of hydrogen. Generally, active metals or metals reacts with acid or base to form or to produce hydrogen gas. That is laboratory methods. Second one is industrial methods. Here, if industrial preparation methods are taken, industrial methods, in the industrial methods, first one is hydrogen can be prepared from acidulated water. Acidulated water. Here, acidulated water means a small amount of water is taken. By the electrolysis of acidulated water, it is releasing H2 and O2. H2 is obtained at cathode and O2 is obtained at anode. That is electrolysis of acidulated water. This is called as acidulated water. The acidulated water means a little bit, a small amount of H plus is added because pure water is a weak electrolyte. So to increase the conductivity, to make electrolysis process smoothly or easily, this is added, acid is added, and by the electrolysis we are getting hydrogen at cathode. Or a very pure, please remember, very pure hydrogen means 99.95% hydrogen is obtained when we are taking barium hydroxide. Barium hydroxide electrolysis process in the presence of nickel electrodes. Here platinum electrodes are used. In this nickel electrodes are used, then hydrogen is obtained in a very pure condition. A very pure hydrogen is obtained. So this is a second electrolysis process. And next third one. Here for the third electrolysis process we are taking brine solution. So brine solution electrolysis, I will write it. So the third electrolysis process is brine solution electrolysis. So brine solution means 10% NaCl solution is called as brine solution. By the brine solution electrolysis process, here we are getting actually brine solution is converting into 2Na plus 2Cl minus ions. These Na plus ions are moving towards cathode and then it is taking electrons and then it is forming sodium. Okay, and here Cl minus ions by losing of electrons it is converted to Cl2 and so at anode we are getting chlorine and this sodium which is obtained at cathode reacts with water which is passed through this and then it is forming 2NaOH plus H2. So the H2 gas is released at cathode along with sodium hydroxide. That is from brine solution. So the brine solution on electrolysis produces hydrogen at cathode. So this is also another method for the industrial preparation of hydrogen. And the next process from hydrocarbons. From hydrocarbons. Here from hydrocarbons how? Here suppose CnH2n plus 2 is reacting with NH2O molecules at high temperature. 1273 Kelvin temperature is used. In the presence of some catalyst is also taken. Then it is converting into NCO plus 2n plus 1 H2. Hydrogen is released. For example, in the place of this CnH2n plus 2, I am taking CH4. Then it is reacting with water. Then at 1273 Kelvin and in the presence of nickel, it is forming CO plus H2. So here 3, 4 plus 2, 6 hydrogens are there. So we are getting 3H2. So carbon monoxide and hydrogen mixture is formed. This carbon monoxide hydrogen mixture is also called as syngas, or it is also called as water gas. Water gas or syngas. Why it is called as syngas means it is used in so many synthetic industrial methods. So it is also called as blue gas. Please remember why it is blue gas means it burns with a blue flame. So this is also called as blue gas. And this can be prepared, the same CO plus H2 can be prepared by another method by taking coal. Here this is called as coal, and this coal reacts with H2O at high temperature 1273 Kelvin temperature. Then it is forming CO plus H2 mixture, and this process is also called as coal gasification. Coal gasification process. Coal gasification process, and this coal gasification process in which we are getting CO and H2 mixture. That CO and H2 mixture, to increase the H2 concentration, carbon monoxide is then treated or again treated with H2O. Means carbon monoxide of the syngas reacts with water, and this is forming CO2 plus H2. Okay, here H2 is released. So actually I will write CO plus H2. This is the syngas mixture. It reacts with steam, and then it is forming CO2 plus 2H2. This is called as water gas shift reaction. Water gas shift reaction. Water gas shift reaction. This is called as coal gasification, and this reaction is called as water gas shift reaction. To increase the percentage of hydrogen, we are conducting this reaction, and then we are getting more hydrogen percentage. In this process, they can use some catalyst also, iron chromate, Fe2CrO4 taken thrice, and at 673 Kelvin temperature is also taken, and this process is called as water gas shift reaction, and this is from hydrocarbons, the preparation of hydrogen from hydrocarbons. Okay. Next, properties of hydrogen. Here in the properties of hydrogen, the main important point, hydrogen single bond dissociation energy is very high. The most bond dissociation energy, or the highest bond dissociation energy containing single bond, mainly if any element is taken like fluorine, nitrogen, whatever it may be, any element single bond dissociation energy and hydrogen single bond dissociation energy is taken, the highest bond dissociation energy containing element is hydrogen in the entire periodic table. Okay. And next, because of its highest bond dissociation energy, generally it is reactivity is very less. Because of its high bond dissociation energy, it is less reactive. But in the presence of high temperature or in the presence of ultraviolet light, this has more reactivity, and hydrogen can convert into H plus by losing of electron, or by converting H minus by gaining of electron, or it can make a bond, suppose HX or any HM or any bond with other, it is forming a covalent bond also by sharing of electrons. Okay, and here the properties are taken, chemical properties. For example, hydrogen can react with a halogen and it is forming HX. The reactivity will be different. Suppose fluorine more reactive, chlorine next, and next bromine, and next iodine. Even in dark condition reacts, it is requiring high temperature and pressures also. And second one, hydrogen can react with oxygen and it is forming water, and this is highly exothermic, delta H. Here delta H is negative, highly exothermic process. And next, hydrogen can react with metals and it is forming MH type of metal hydrides. So 2M, it forms MH type. Suppose if you are taking sodium, then we will get NaH type of metal hydrides. Okay, and next, suppose if you are taking hydrogen, the mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide is used in the reaction with the olefins. CH2, CH2 means it is an alkene. CH2 double bond CH2 alkene, and then it is forming CH3, CH2 and CHO. Here H2 and CO can be splitting into H and CHO. One hydrogen are added, this hydrogen is added on this carbon, CHO is added on this carbon, then we will get this type of product. And if it is furtherly reacting with hydrogen, then it is giving CH3, CH2, CH2OH. Means first it gives aldehyde, furtherly it gives alcohol. This reaction is also called as hydroformylation. Hydroformylation, or it is also called as OXO process. Okay, this is a reactivity of hydrogen or properties of hydrogen.